Today I want to talk about those so-called gym experts, nutrition experts, people who've been in a gym for 6 months to a year, have a little bit of abs showing off, and they think that they know everything. The most annoying part is when they try something, instead of saying try this, try that, they say, oh, you know, if you want to get ripped, eat steak and eggs. I tell you what, eating steak and eggs, high, ketogenic diet or the Atkins diet, basically no carbs or very low carbs, high fat, high protein, it really ruins your health. It will ruin your health. I experimented in the past 2 decades, I've been around the gym, diets and all the other stuff, and as I said, I experimented with a lot of things. So I tried keto, yeah. I only lasted 3 weeks, and when I got my blood work done, my cholesterol was through the roof, and it really scared me and shocked me. I quit straight away, even though I tried it because I've been back in, everything started basically back in October last year. At that time, my mom passed away in September. I wasn't on a diet. I was eating shit. I was having like 2 cans of Monsters a day at minimum. My morning used to start with 3-4 cigarettes, can of Monsters, coffee on top, donuts, and so on and so on and so on. At that time I was running TRT dose like 250 per week, not mil, mcg per week. And I noticed as soon as I raised my arms up, basically I was going through a lot of stress as well, so as soon as I raised my arms up, few minutes they start getting pins and needles, get numb. So I know a doc, he came over, I ordered, I went to do the blood work. As soon as I got the blood work done, I saw basically, of course, all the hormones are out of balance, but my cholesterol, this is what was most concerning for me. So at that time, I need to get myself together. So I quit sugar, donuts, Monster. I quit smoking. Literally, I was looking at my blood work and I was smoking at the time. As soon as I looked at it, everything, that cigarette was my last. I quit cold turkey, everything. And I was abroad, I came back to UK. I started eating healthy, proper. Sweet potatoes, chicken, rice, low fat beef, salads and stuff, fresh juice. And in 2 months, I managed to knock my cholesterol to what's it called, desirable range. It wasn't perfect, but I was out of the red zone. I was in the green zone. So I was happy, and I was still running TRT. The fast forward, mid-December, I fell ill. I used to have problems with the nose, allergies and stuff, and something reacted with something, and my nose got seriously blocked. Later I found out that my blood pressure spiked, and because of the blocked nose, I couldn't sleep. For days, I was sleeping let's say 2 hours, then next night 6 hours, and then so on and so on. One night 2 hours, next night 5-6 hours. I was walking zombie. But we already had the holidays booked, so I waited till end of January. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I was literally losing my mind because of how things were going. Imagine you can't breathe, and you breathe through your mouth, but your brain still says you pull oxygen, through your nose. So I was even having heart palpitations. And at that time, when it all happened in 2 weeks, I think end of December, I quit. I literally stopped stopped TRT. End of January, we went to Emirates. I got my nose operated. I quit cold turkey. While I was in Emirates, I found out that you can get HCG without prescription in pharmacy. So I was like, okay, my test's going to be crushed. and it's literally like end of December, end of January after the operation. Like, it's a month. I don't want to get my test crushed. You know, my hormones get seriously fucked. So I was like, I got myself an ACG. I started running, you know, like kind of BCT. I was on ACG, and I come back to UK, eating healthy. Everything is going well. You know, like I feel okay. Came back to the gym, training. I can't say that I have lost a lot. You know, my strength came back like in 3 weeks, and I had a little bit of found fat around my abdomen. I was like, let me try this keto diet, steak and eggs. You know, like I never tried it. Let me try it. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's a mistake because I quit carbs altogether. I was like strictly steak and eggs, no carbs. I mean, like I was having like a cucumber now and then or avocado, you know. And again, 3 weeks later, I noticing like soon as I raise my arms up, they getting numb. I was like, okay, I got my blood work. I ordered a blood work. The guy came in, he took the samples. 3 days later, blood work came back. I looked at it. My cholesterol was even higher while I was just on HCG, no test, than previously when I was on TRT. I mean, in December, when I was still on TRT before I fell ill, I managed to knock to desirable range. So my cholesterol was okay. It was around 5. This time, after only 3 weeks of eating steak and fucking eggs, my cholesterol was 6.7, which like mid in the red range. I was like, no wonder my hands are getting numb, because I do take my sugar, you know, I check my blood sugar levels, you know, twice a week. And again, September, you know, as soon as I poke my finger, I have to squeeze my finger for the blood to come out. In December, as soon as I poke because my blood got thin, eating properly, and as soon as I poke it, it comes out, it squirts easily. And again, now, I mean, I check my blood sugar again. As soon as I poke it, I have to squeeze it for the blood to come out. It becomes so thick. So this is message for those who I call shitfluencers. It's like a fucking mushrooms after the rain. Internet's so full. It's okay. I'm not saying try whatever. Try, you know, keto. Try any diet you like. You know, anything. But don't say that because something works for you, it works for everybody else. People, you need to remember, we all are individually unique and different in our own ways. Genetics differs. So let's say for me, what works and what I feel great, high protein, high carbs, low fat. I feel amazing. My blood work is amazing. I have no issues, nothing. Keto, I tried it, I experimented. Fuck no, never again. I don't want to ruin my health. I don't want to get my arteries clogged and end up with a fucking cardiovascular disease or end up in the hospital with something, you know. And especially, you know, tell me, how many of you do the blood work? When you're on keto or whatever, especially younger, in your mid-20s, early 30s, how many of you and how often do you do your blood work? I think up to age of 30, you can get away with a lot of things, but still, you know, if you're using gear or whatever, you know, trying different diets, even supplements, I suggest you do a blood work at least once a year. I do it every 2 months. I monitor myself, so this way I can tweak. I know what to add, you know, what to take out, you know, if something is off. You know, I want to stay in my optimal health. So, you know, high protein, high carbs, low fat works perfect for me. But I'm not saying you should try it because it works for me. You can, you know, like, no. What I'm trying to say, you should do it because it works for me. No, you can try it, see how it works. Also, being on keto, steak and eggs, which actually I absolutely I hate steak now. You know, I just I still eat 5% lean beef mince, and I still eat eggs, but not as many as I was eating. And I don't eat yolk. I don't reach, let's say, for example, my breakfast contains 200 grams of sweet potatoes, either 150 grams of lean beef mince, or 150 to 200 chicken breast, and half of avocado, and what else? Beetroot, pickled beetroot, and let's say three to 5 eggs. It will be 1 or 2 with yolk, rest of it egg whites. Then again, other meals: chicken, sweet potatoes, pickled beetroot, whatever, cucumber. And I'm maintaining my weight, I'm maintaining my strength, my health is great. I don't feel lethargic, I have an energy. Being on fucking keto, steak and eggs, I don't know how these people can manage. I was so miserable. My wife even said to me, it's like, quit this shit or I'm gonna go rent a hotel. I stay there until you sort yourself out, come back to normal, then I come back home. You know, obviously she was joking, but she said, as soon as you give me a tantrum, because obviously being on keto, I was really had to hold myself, because anything could literally like trip me, and it's so difficult to be calm. You know, like I was, you know, people say, oh, it's only 3 days and you'll be fine, you know, the ketones, whatever that bullshit comes in. And no, fuck no. 2 weeks later, I was still miserable, lethargic, no energy, no. So people, you know, you're welcome to try anything, you know, whatever diet, experiment. I'm up for it, you know. I do experiment with my body all the time until I fine tune it, you know, whatever works for me, you know. But all the fucking shitfluencers who say eat steak and eggs and get ripped, fuck you. You put people to the hospital. How many times you get your blood work done? And for those who say cholesterol is good, no, it's fucking not. I tried it, it went through the roof, and my arm started getting numb. As I said, you know, once I poke my finger, it just, blood doesn't fucking come out. When I knock my cholesterol, as soon as I poke it, it's fine, blood is flowing. So imagine, high cholesterol, you thicken your blood, so your heart have to work harder than it should. You're ruining your health, especially after, let's say, age of 40, older age, you know. Youngsters, age of 20, I think you can get with a lot of things. When I was in my early 20s, I could, you know, like drink over the 3 days in a row, eat shit, and Monday go to work and do hard manual labor, you know, with a hangover, no problem at all. Imagine me now, if I have a couple drinks Friday night, I'll probably still be sick on Sunday. So yeah, as I said, don't listen to all these idiots, these shitfluencers. You know, have your own mind, do some additional research, experiment with everything, and always, especially if you are on TRT or using gear, do your blood work. Your blood work is one of the most important things ever, is blood work. Anyway, I hope that helps. Look after yourselves. Don't listen to an idiot. Have your own mind. Take care. I forgot to add, I done a little bit of digging, a little bit of so-called research, reading. You can try keto, but add some fruit and add some fresh juice to your diet, because your body, one way or another, your body need natural sugar, need glucose. For example, me, as I mentioned, with my diet, I cannot sustain without glucose. I have to have carbs. I don't know how did I manage to last those 3 weeks. It was one of the most horrible things I ever done. So never again. Try it. If you want to stay, you know, healthier, add some fresh juice or fresh fruit. You know, you still get ripped, you still drop that body fat. I mean, natural sugar will not get you fat. Trust me. And always don't be afraid to experiment with yourself, you know, until you fine-tune your body, until you find what exactly works for you, you know, and then sustain that diet and maintain it. Don't go drastic, you know, with some certain type of diet until you might end up in the hospital.